Born in 742 AD, Charlemagne, later known as Charles the Great, was the eldest son of Pepin the Short, the first king of the Carolingian dynasty. Raised in a time of political instability and frequent warfare, Charlemagne was shaped by the ambitions of his family to expand and consolidate their power. After his father's death in 768, Charlemagne and his brother Carloman jointly inherited the Frankish kingdom. However, their partnership was short-lived. Carloman's sudden death in 771 left Charlemagne as the sole ruler. This marked the beginning of his remarkable reign, which would reshape the political and cultural landscape of medieval Europe.
Charlemagne's reign was defined by a relentless pursuit of unity and expansion. Over the course of his rule, he embarked on numerous military campaigns, extending his dominion across much of Western and Central Europe. He conquered the Lombards in Italy, subdued the Saxons in present-day Germany after a brutal 30-year campaign, and expanded Frankish control into parts of Spain. By the end of his conquests, Charlemagne had created one of the largest empires in European history since the fall of the Western Roman Empire. His military prowess was matched by his ability to govern. Charlemagne established a centralized administration, appointing loyal officials known as missi dominici to oversee local regions and ensure compliance with royal decrees. His empire was a patchwork of diverse peoples and cultures, but Charlemagne's leadership fostered a sense of unity through a shared Christian faith and common legal systems.
On Christmas Day, in the year 800, while attending Mass at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, Charlemagne was crowned Emperor of the Romans by Pope Leo III. This act symbolized the revival of the Western Roman Empire and solidified the alliance between the Frankish monarchy and the Roman Church. Charlemagne's coronation marked a turning point in European history, establishing the precedent for a unified Christian empire in the West. It also reinforced the notion of a divinely sanctioned ruler, blending the authority of the Church with the power of the state.
Charlemagne's impact extended beyond the battlefield and the throne room. He was also a passionate advocate for learning and cultural renewal. His reign ushered in what historians call the Carolingian Renaissance, a period of intellectual and cultural revival. Recognizing the importance of education for both governance and the clergy, Charlemagne established schools, promoted literacy, and encouraged the copying of classical texts. He brought scholars from across Europe to his court at Aachen, creating a vibrant intellectual hub. Among these scholars was Alcuin of York, who played a key role in standardizing the Latin script and developing the Carolingian minuscule, a clear and legible form of writing that would influence medieval manuscripts and modern typography.
Charlemagne saw himself as both a ruler and a protector of Christianity. He worked closely with the Church to spread and consolidate Christian faith throughout his empire, often using force to convert conquered peoples such as the Saxons. He supported the establishment of monasteries, which became centers of learning and religious practice. And he enforced religious uniformity by promoting the use of the Roman Rite and liturgy. Charlemagne's partnership with the Church strengthened his authority, while his efforts to standardize religious practices helped unify his diverse empire under a common spiritual framework.
Charlemagne ruled for 47 years, and his reign was marked by stability, expansion, and cultural flourishing. However, the empire he built was not destined to last in its entirety. After his death in 814, his son Louis the Pious inherited the throne, but the empire began to fracture under the weight of internal divisions and external pressures. By the Treaty of Verdun in 843, Charlemagne's empire was divided among his grandsons into 3 separate kingdoms, laying the groundwork for the future nations of France, Germany, and Italy. Despite the fragmentation of his empire, Charlemagne's legacy endured. He is often referred to as the Father of Europe, for his role in uniting much of the continent under a single political and cultural entity. His vision of a Christian Europe, governed by a strong central authority, would influence the development of medieval European politics and the later Holy Roman Empire.
Charlemagne's impact on European history is immeasurable. He laid the foundations for the rise of modern European states, fostered the revival of education and culture, and strengthened the bond between the church and the state. His reign is remembered as a golden age of medieval Europe, a time when the seeds of Renaissance thought were planted. Charlemagne's name became a symbol of imperial ambition, and his legacy continued to inspire leaders for centuries, including Napoleon and other rulers who sought to emulate his unifying vision.
Beyond his military conquests and administrative reforms, Charlemagne was known for his strong personality, tireless work ethic, and deep devotion to his family and faith. He was a patron of the arts and learning, a devout Christian, and a leader who saw himself as a servant of both his people and his God. His death in 814 marked the end of an era, but his influence on European identity, governance, and culture has endured for more than a millennium.
Charlemagne's life and reign represent a turning point in European history. Through his vision and leadership, he transformed the fragmented kingdoms of his time into a cohesive empire, laying the foundations for the Europe we know today. His legacy as a warrior, statesman, and cultural patron continues to inspire, reminding us of the enduring power of leadership and the pursuit of unity.